But there's also another pressing issue now. We would normally hear of cabals in the political corridor, but now it seems that term has spread to the gas industry. Gas is becoming really popular now. Marketers say that a cabal is behind the surging price of cooking gas that we're experiencing in the country. Well, I don't know about that, but we have Mr. Oladapo Olatubosun. He's the president of Association of Liquefied Petroleum Gas Marketers in the country, to tell us more about this. It's good to have you in the studio. Good morning, Mr. Olatubosun.
Good morning.
So, is this true? Do we have a cabal now? Because it's all over a lot of papers reporting that. Do we have a cabal in the gas sector?
In actual sense, anywhere there's money and there's interest, there could be collusion of interest. And the collusion of interest could be termed as cabal. What we have in gas is collusion of interest. Everybody defending their own interests. Currently now, you will agree with me that the price of gas has gone up beyond imagination of Nigeria. 1 kg is being sold 1,200 to 1,300, depending on the location you are buying your gas from. About a week ago, this quantity is being sold for 750. And when we are saying 1 kg here, for clarification, 1 kg can only cook a meal for family of 2. And what we are buying before, the price was about 10. About a month or 2 months ago, 10 million, 9 million, suddenly 14 million. Today it's about 17 million. And the question is that the price is going up. And what is the reason and why is it there? Is there any hope? Is there any collusion of interest? So when we are not tagging the interest, people term it as cabal. But it's a matter of everybody defending their own interests. The terminal owner, the off-takers, everybody is defending the interest in their own business. What we are doing as an association is to appeal, to beg to everybody to defend the industry.
So who are these cabals? Who makes up the cabal?
Well, the story I was building up, because when people get to our plants, they agitated. What they buy today is not what they buy tomorrow. And they are passing aggression to the plant owners, believing we are the one cheating them, we are the one increasing the price. And it needs to make it clarified that the change in price or hike in price is never at the instance of plant owners. Plant owners also do not enjoy it. It's what they buy that they are selling. And the price that is going up, the question is what have been the previous efforts? Because the hike in price has not just started now. It started about 2 years ago. And we cried loud and clear to the government of the day then. And the government agreed with us that there was a problem and they need to attack it. So government said they will attack it from supply angle. And the step government took then was, number one, they first called the largest producer, NLNG, into a meeting, compare them and persuade them to domesticate all their production into Nigerian market. So all butane produced by NLNG is being sold in this market. They are not exporting it again. He also compelled NLNG to have a change in their price templates, because before now we use multi-value price templates. That is subjected to volatility and changes of pricing all over the world. And NLNG agree and develop a local price template, which is not as volatile as what the multi-value and other price template is. And both the terminal owners, the major players also agree that this template is better because price is stable from NLNG and is relatively lower. That's supposed to be an advantage. Government also said they want to attack the problem through supply angle. They call a meeting and okay, we have propane in abundance in this country. If butane is the challenge that is not sufficient, can we blend propane with butane? And when they start with the standard organization, they agreed that we could do to a particular ratio. The objective is to increase the quantity. This also was done. Government approved blending. So we are blending today. That has increased the supply. The government also persuaded all molecule producers, other people that are producing gas in this country, except NLNG, to please sell their products into the local markets. And all of them are selling their products in the local market. As of today, Nigeria is making close to 800,000 metric tons per annum locally. What we are importing is never up to what we are producing here. And I stand to be challenged. So if what we are producing is far more than what we are importing, if at all that we are supplementing with importation, because our utilization level has gone down. Before now, we were on 1,250 metric tons. As of today, Nigeria is operating at peak of 900,000. Out of 900,000, you have about between 750 and 800 being produced locally. what is then the gap that we import? It will be very unfair to government that have done all this effort and to innocent Nigerians that we now price all the product as if they are being imported into this country.
So who is doing this? You said it's not from the terminal, it's from your own supply. Who is your supply? Let's backtrack and find the source.
Well, this is our supply. My listeners know our supply. We are in the distribution chain. We close to the end users. We buy from the terminal and depots.
And you said this surge is not from the terminal.
No, I'm not saying it's not from the terminal. It's not from plant owners.
Okay, it's not from plant owners.
It's not from our members.
From terminal.
Yeah, we are there.
Because that's where you buy.
That's where we buy.
That is where you experience the change in price. And obviously, you have to pass it on to the consumers.
So the terminal today said close to 17 million, 16.8 in some places, 16.4 in some places, which we agree. We know that they could do better. To be sincere,
are you saying they are hoarding it?
No. They are not hoarding. In fairness to them, they are entitled to profit in their investment because these are people that invested heavily into distribution and deepening of gas. Their investment run to billions. And they've considered every businessman has objective to reap profit out of it. But when profit becomes excessive, then some people will call it extortion. So we know, they know how much NLNG is selling off depot. We know the number that this thing will go. Let us be mindful of all overheads and challenges they are having. But still, they could do better. And that is why we are begging them. It is an appeal on behalf of all Nigerians, on behalf of all my members, that let us protect this industry. Because if the price is excessively too high, Nigerians will abandon it and the price will collapse. The first victims are my members. We will be out of business. Nigerians also will feel it. Then government will also be the last victim. Because people that are not clear with the role government has played in the past, they are blaming governments. And it has about reputation and image on government of the day. Government of the day have done a lot. We thought have eliminated. Government has done their part. It is we, Nigerians, that we should be fair to other brothers.
But the industry does have regulators that are supposed to check all of this.
My sister, you are right. This shouldn't be my whole responsibility. It shouldn't be the responsibility of my governing council and my association. The government agencies are there. And the government agencies are not doing the right thing at the right time. So it's still back to government. Even though government has done so many things, as you have enumerated, trying to deal with the supply side and all of that, the regulation is still somebody has to implement government objectives. The agencies of government that are supposed to mediate, because there's nowhere you leave forces of market, forces of demand and supply to determine the price of essential products that the innocent Nigerians and poor will not suffer for it. What they've done is to live aloof and be watching. Then the market of forces and that is why the word of cabal now comes in. Because the interest of returns now comes in. It is very easy to come with one common interest when you are beneficial to it. But it's the role of the agencies of government to make sure that they mediate and protect the firstlet and protect Nigerians. It's nowhere in the world that you throw it out, the poor will suffer. And that's what the poor is doing now. Poor are now paying 1,300 per 1 kg. They could not eat in their house again. And we could do better. Okay, so what would you say would be an ideal price? Because we do know that there's price inflation is in the country. We know there's so many factors. You know, you have knocked off majorly the forex factor, exactly, which could have been a base or a reason for the increase, according to your own explanation at this time. What would you now say would be like an appropriate and ideal from your association's perspective? Good question. Let me take it from angle of foreign exchange, because one of the reasons... Maybe if you help us break down the elements in the pricing, that would help us. That would help us get to an ideal. It sounds like that, but I know the template, we all have our figures, and I know it's beyond this table. Government is interested, the depot owner, everybody is also interested. So we are still coming to a table. At that particular time, facts and figures will be shown. The agency also have the facts and figures. The government agency and government authority, they also have facts and figures. We can come to a table and look at it and come with a template. Every business has its quarter projections. What are the landing costs? What are the expected overheads? How can we protect Nigeria? And that is the discussion. That is the intervention of government to see whether they are right with that price, or we are being nervous, or we are being unfair to them. And if there's a way we can meet at the middle, we are calling for meeting at the middle. I strongly believe Nigeria could get gas better. Talking about the foreign exchange, I talked to you about the supply. 90% of gas we use in this country is supplied locally. Nobody pay dollar for the purchase. NNLG does not collect dollar for the purchase. No government agency collects dollar for the service. Everything could be in terms of that, but you pay in naira. So we are not totally subjected to fluctuation. This is different from AGO and PMS markets because officially those items we are not producing in this country. But this particular product, we are producing it in this country and in large quantity, more than whatever we are saying we are importing. It will be very unfair to say now everything must be priced as if it's being imported. Then why the effort of government? Why approving blending? Why approving waiving of tax and VAT? Why approving domesticated of products? So we need to appear and beg. These are our big brothers, the big investor in industry. They have contributed a lot, but we all have a role to protect and defend this industry. Because when the industry collapses, we will be the first victim. It will also spread over to them. Nigerians will abandon our product to us. They will go into the bush, cut trees, they will buy charcoals. And that does not protect us well.
There's even stove now, the hydrogen clean energy gel that some people use to cook.
But it's a shame. We are the 9th country that is blessed in this country, in the world. In Nigeria, we are second. And utilization level is ridiculously low. Benin Republic consumes more gas than we do. Morocco leads in Africa, followed by Algeria. Their deposit is not as much as what we have here. We need to invest in exploration and also not to be too greedy. That is the conclusion. We need to be fair, and I'm begging. We are not this, we cannot fight, we can't compete, we are too small to them. But appealing on behalf of all my members, on behalf of all Nigerians, we can do better. We appreciate their huge investment, we appreciate their role, but please, let's sustain this industry.
Okay, so you are pleading, but we have, of course, the regulators are supposed to take this up as a responsibility. And I do hope that we can have any of the regulators and the representative of the terminals, to join us and share their own perspective. This is just the marketers. Perhaps they don't have the full information. We would really love to have your perspective, on this issue of cooking gas. Because, of course, we see it surging every day. There was that prediction or projection that it's going to hit, I think, about 30,000 or so.
If you are going to space, yeah.
And the festivities are coming, a lot of cooking to be done. And the risk of that, obviously, is people go back to the old ways, which is not clean energy at all. But what do you see as a way out now? Your association is pleading. What can be done apart from the plea that comes from the marketers?
You've just identified the government agency has a role to play. Even the government, we have extended our advocacy to all ministries. We've written even to the terminal owners. We've written to them. We were at the Senate. All what we are doing is for intervention, mediation, so that we can come to that table. If they also have some other challenges, it can be identified. We've done that in the past. My association and a lot of them fought for the removal of VAT. We fought for approval of blending. We fought for the changing in price template. If they also have an issue, even when vessels are being delayed, we were on the front line that vessels should be given priority. And it's happening today. Vessels move to Port Harcourt, it comes to Lagos without any inch, free flow. Nigerians should benefit from all these benefits. So the government agencies and the people in government should please intervene and sit down. Let us people see. Perhaps there's something we don't know, like you said, that is making this price to be ridiculously high. Then the government will identify it. If they've done what they've done in the past, they could do more. And they also can do more by lowering the price to sustain the market.
And unfortunately, all this is coming when the government is looking at, winning more users of auto gas, converting generators. I mean, people will just be like, what's the essence of it? If the price of gas is surging, we're running away from PMS. So this could be a discouraging factor.
Exactly. If this is not need at the board, it's not controlled now, even when our refinery starts working, even when private producers are producing in Nigeria, if we do not control what's happening here, we will never get PMS and other white products at a lower price. But the only thing we can do, and that's why government should not just turn the other side. Government agents should not look at the other side. They are all aware of this. I'm not calling for regulation of the price because it's a regulated market. There must be a mediation. There must be a check and balance. Somebody must work and contain somebody's excesses. If it is a market where nobody contains your excesses, nobody is tired of making profit. Some people want to profit to even more than double. But some people will pay for it. Some people will suffer for it. So the government agents need to solve this problem now. Otherwise, it gets more complicated, even when we are producing PMS and other products in this country, because these are essential products, and it is market where the bigs are playing.
And it's very important to find a balance, because if they start stifling or regulating prices, then you might also have investors running away from that, which is mostly what happened in our oil and gas industry. Because if people feel that they are not allowed, to put in all the elements that make up their cost price, then they might just think it's not a good enough investment.
Exactly. Something is happening now. Our utilization level is ridiculously low. As a country that's at 230 million, we are utilizing about 900,000 metric tons per annum. If a foreign investor wants to come, either into exploration or distribution or storage, the first data we have, what is utilization level of this country? If we go at this rate, the utilization level will further deepen low, and it will not be attractive for those investors. You want to go to countries that they will buy your product, that the market is already made. We have competitors in Africa now. A lot of countries in Africa have discovered oil and gas. Angola, Congo, several countries of Botswana, several countries of Africa. So the Western investors have options. The only way to attract them is to make our market stable and make a promising market. A promising market has to be good with utilization level. There's no way we can grow our utilization level at the price we have now, considering purchasing power of Nigerians. Very soon, gas will only be a product sold in the city. Less city where we have thick population, people will not buy it.
Well, we hope it doesn't get to that.
Amen.
But thank you so much, Mr. Lada Palatubosun, President, Association of Liquefied Petroleum Gas Marketers of Nigeria. Thank you for your time.
It's my pleasure, Father.